Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the DX K-Touch 21. This was a premium Bandai release and I opted for the American release, so that's why it was a little bit more delayed than the Japanese release. I apologize. Just getting to this one, but I literally just got it. I had it pre-ordered over at Toe Collectibles. They just sent it to me and I just got it yesterday. So very excited to finally take a look at this one. This was featured in the Geo versus Decade or Decade versus Geo. I'm not sure which one it was at this point. These were on a long time ago. They were like little webisodes, online specials, whatever you want to call them. And I couldn't even tell you really what happened in them. The plot was kind of out there, but they were kind of neat. And we did get to debut this new form for Decade. You have the Decade Complete 21 over here on the side, as you can see. And yeah, this is the new K-Touch 21 to attain that form. So you can see, whereas with the first K-Touch, he used obviously just the first 10 Heisei riders, now he gets to use all 20, and 01 even sneaks in as well. So I think that's kind of fun. Here is the bottom where it tells you will need 2 AAA batteries, and you can see it's got the Bluefin logo over here since this is the American release. Over here on the side, we get another shot of Complete 21. And then this side is just Decade. And then over here, we have a really cool group shot of all the Heisei riders plus 01. So that's really cool. Really like that artwork there on the back. But that's pretty much it for the packaging. So I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the box and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here's everything you get in the box. You, of course, get the little belt loop so that you can go ahead and click this onto the belt, or you can move the main part of the driver over when you want to put that on the front, so we'll take a look at that. But it's very simple, not really much to it. I'm assuming that there's some kind of release for this, but maybe there's not. Usually there's something to kind of, make these go in, but I'm not actually seeing anything. So we'll see how that works in a minute. Putting that off to the side, we do get 5 new cards. So, of course, we have the kind of menu card for Decade Complete, and also Decade Complete 21, but we also get 3 new form cards, so we get 01, we get 02, and we also get Grand Geo. So we will take a look at these in the Neo Decadriver in a few minutes, but they're pretty cool, really nice looking cards. Say Kamen Ride on the back. Very cool. You can see, I'm pretty sure that's exactly the same head. I was wondering if it would be different, but it looks to be exactly the same. So, pretty cool. They kind of just classify 02 as his final form. 01 was kind of weird where he had like 3 different final forms. I really couldn't tell what his actual final form was, kind of like O's, as a lot of people like to debate. But yeah, I guess they're classifying 02 as his final form here. And then they give us the Grand Geo card as well. So pretty cool. 5 new cards there. Taking a look at the K-Touch 21 itself. Pretty basic in terms of design. Not really much going on here. You have to pop these 2 off, put 1 AAA battery underneath each. This is just the release button here on the back. We have the on and off switch, so we'll go ahead and pop that on.
K-Touch 21.
So it just says its name. Let's start with the older one. So we'll go ahead and you just feed this right in. You got the speaker right here. So we can just kind of start cycling through these. So it'll give you the final form for each of the riders if we go through these.
Shining form. Kamen Rider. Dookie survive. Five. Kamen Rider. Blaster form.
And I always wondered why they go straight down, then they zigzag back and forth like this. I don't know why they didn't just do nice lines. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Kamen Rider. King form.
Oops. This bottom one's kind of like a clear, I think, or just kind of like if you hit something by mistake.
Decay. Kamen Rider. Complete form.
So there it just says complete form, but if we load up everything,
Kuga. Agito. Ryuki. Flies. Blade. Hibiki. Kabuto. Den-O. Kiba. Final Kamen Rider. Decay.
so there you go. That's kind of him transforming into complete form. So we will pull this out, and then we will load up the new one for complete 21.
Double. Kamen Rider. Cyclone Joker. Extreme. Ozu. Kamen Rider. Putotira Combo.
So there you go, Putatira combo.
Fuse. Kamen Rider. Cosmic States. Wizard. Kamen Rider. Infinity Style. Game. Kamen Rider. Kiwami Arms. Drive. Kamen Rider. Type Tridron. Ghost. Kamen Rider. Mugen Damashi. Exade. Kamen Rider. Muteki Gamer. Buildo. Kamen Rider. Genius Form. G.O. Kamen Rider. Grand G.O. Zero One. Kamen Rider. Zero Two.
So that's each individual rider's final form, and then of course if we load them all up,
Double. Ozu. Fuse. Wizard. Game. Drive. Ghost. Exade. Buildo. G.O. Zero One. Final Kamen Rider. Decay. Complete 21.
and there we go. That is, if I can actually pop this out of here. There we go. It's a little difficult to get the cards in and out. It's not impossible or anything like that, but it is a little difficult. So that's pretty much it for this thing. We'll go ahead and we'll connect it to the driver in a moment, but first I want to bring in the Neo Decadriver so we can go ahead and check out our 3 new cards here. So here is the Neo Decadriver, and this actually has the one side of the belt permanently attached, so you can't actually take this off of here. So I had to go ahead and connect the full belt, but it does give me the ability to show you how this works. So this literally just clips over here, and until we need it, we can actually go ahead and just store this over here. So that can just hang out there for now. And then we will go ahead and open this. It's probably going to throw it off with this being up here, but we'll make it work. All right, so we will start with Grand Geo.
Final Kamen Rider.
So it doesn't really seem to make any new noises, unfortunately. Zero one. Doesn't really say their names or have any new attack sounds. I'm assuming it's just because they were produced after this was made, so there's not really a sound in here to be made with this card. And then here is 02. So that's kind of a bummer. It doesn't really recognize these. But like I said, it makes sense as to why. But we still get those 3 cards. They look great, even though they don't really do much. So we do have them, but not very functional, unfortunately. So let's go ahead. We will pop this off. If I can actually... I can never get this off. Do I have to close it first? No, I would argue that's harder. Ah. I'm sure I'm doing something wrong, but it's just really, really on there. So let's go ahead. Let's take this one off. And then we can go ahead and plug this in here. And this one has to be open because it won't fit otherwise. So there we go. We have that plugged into the front. We will take this and plug this in over on the side. So there we go. Now you can actually bring those cards back. And we will try this again. Again, doesn't really do anything, but there's this ability to kind of push this driver in. So it doesn't really do anything, but it kind of triggers the button that's on the back that I believe is what gets triggered when it spins around in the driver, in the front. So, unfortunately, still doesn't do anything because, again, the driver still can't recognize the cards, but you can use them over there as well. So let's go ahead. Let's make sure this is turned back on.
K-Touch 21.
And we'll slide this back in. Oops. There we go.
Final Kamen Rider Decay. Kamen Rider. Complete form. Kuga. Kamen Rider. Ultimate form.
So as you can see, even when it's connected, it's not really any different in terms of the sounds. Most of the sounds are the same. We'll go ahead and do the complete 21. Why does it keep doing that? So I just picked Gaim at random just to show you again that the sounds are the same whether it's connected or not. And also if you were to touch this without any of the cards inserted, it just kind of makes generic light patterns from where you touch are kind of cascading outward, which is kind of cool. So I just wanted to show that off as well. So I think this is a pretty fun release. It's really fun to have the complete 21 form, have that card for the second half of the Heisei Riders, so you can go through double through Geo, and 01 even sneaks in, and you can get their final form name, and then you can also, press the button for all of them and have the complete 21 form. So I think that's really neat. I also really appreciate, especially for me, for someone who never had the original K-Touch, it's nice that they included the card for the first 10 Heisei Riders as well, so you can get all the sounds for their final rider forms, and also the original complete form formation as well. So I think that's really cool. If you're like me and you never had the original K-Touch, I think this one's a slam dunk, especially if you have the Neo Decadriver, because of course it's compatible with that. But even if you don't, I feel like you can still have a decent amount of fun with this, because you won't really get any use out of the other 3 cards, but you can at least use the 2 cards that are meant to cycle through the riders and everything like that. And you really don't need to be connected to the driver in order to get that functionality out of it. So, I mean, and I'll be honest with you, I appreciate that those other 3 cards are included, but you don't really get a lot of functionality for those either. So even if you don't have the Neo Decadriver, you're not really missing out on much, because unfortunately those cards can't be read by that, because it was put out so long after that was put out, so those sound effects were not in there. So that's a bit of a bummer, but I do appreciate that they included the cards, because they are technically part of the complete 21. When you see all the cards all over his body, they are included there, so they wanted to include the cards here so you'd have them, even though they don't really have the functionality. But they aesthetically, they look nice, so it's nice that they're there. But like I said, I think it's a fun release. It doesn't have a ton of functionality. I think it's got a decent amount for what it is. The American release was much cheaper than the Japanese release. I feel like it was somewhere in the area of like 30 to 35. I may be misremembering that, but I think that's about what it was. I would imagine trying to find these on the secondary market, probably not too terribly difficult. But I would think Mandarake, Yahoo Japan Auctions, maybe even Amazon, honestly, since it did get an American release. And for all I know, maybe the Bluefin website has these up still. I don't know. I don't know if they got any overstock or not. So that's where I would check if you're trying to find one of these. But like I said, I don't think it should be too terribly difficult to track down. I think that this one should be around pretty easily. But like I said, I think it's a fun release. I think the American release was even cheaper, so the price was right. And yeah, if you're in the market, especially if you already have the Neo Decadriver, I think it's definitely worth picking this one up. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.